of our kata bunkai, our checklist to see whether we're on the right track for creating appropriate bunkai, is to consider the other person's intention. So if he's throwing his big hook, and I'm coming in and I'm big hooking back, then essentially we're ending up playing the same game, right? You know, he's a grappler and I get into grappling, then essentially we're playing the same game. Now if he wants to do that, he's probably pretty good at it, or at least he thinks he is. I might be better, but I might not. So what we have to do is be that little bit adaptable and say that if he's trying something, we probably want to do the other thing. So if he's a puncher, then we probably want to get involved in a throw. And if that happens to look like stepping in like that, then it might be that move from that kata. But if he's a grappler and I get into grappling with him, he might well win. So why don't I just change my plan and punch him? Because that's the thing that he's probably not expecting. You know, the mind gets drawn into how many times you see push. But if he's pushing me, I'm going to move, do something else. Because as soon as I'm playing his game, I'm being led by his actions, by his intention. He's owning the situation. So I have to be that little bit adaptable to perceive what's happening and take a route to do something different. Pretty much whatever you do, it's going to look like a move from a kata. So let's have a look. What are we doing here? If the big hook comes in, and I come into here, then I perhaps need to get into doing something throwing. And it might be one of these, or it might be something else. Or, if we're into the grapple, then what happens if I start to fix this in position and drive this in here because I'm punching? Well, hang on, just look at that without the other person for a second. I've got the head here stuck, and I start punching like this, then I start to look like maybe I might be doing a move from a kata. Or, you know, perhaps we're grabbing each other, starting to move like this, and what I perhaps don't want to stay up here like this. I might want to change my grip, so I'm not trying to force the shoulders. I might just want to take the face and do this. Now, that means that I stood there like that and went like that, which might look like the start of MP or Wanshu if you were into that. The point is, whatever his game is, we don't get involved. We're going to do something different. Right? So you get the guy who squares up and he wants to start throwing some stuff in. If he's taking circles, I might want to go linear. Right? If someone's throwing circles, then I'm going linear. If someone's throwing straights, then I might come in with a circle. Appreciate that that means a lot of adaptation, a lot of thinking on the go. But again, it just depends on how you train. If you always train to deal with one of those, then that's what you're going to expect or going to be capable of dealing with. If you train to be able to deal with, oh, it comes in as an uppercut, and we're going to deal with that there, then we're going to learn to deal with things differently. You know, we're going to get a little bit more random with what happens to us and with what we're going to do back. Nearly always, if we practice our kata, it'll end up being a move from a kata. So you're going to say, well, what move from a kata was that you just did there? Well, it could easily be one of these, and although I brought my hand round, it could be this, or perhaps it was going to turn into the Furuizuki or Washizuki, depending on where you train, from some other kata. So just picking up that it's going to be a situation that we adapt to, and that where someone's linear, we're going to provide circle, and where someone's a grappler, we're going to provide the hitting. When someone's a hitter, we're probably going to need to do a throw, because we don't want to square up and just be doing exactly what they want us to do.